Hi, my name is Matt Klingerman, and today I'm going to be showing you how to recreate the Specs Howard logo using Adobe Illustrator. The first thing we're going to need to do is get a picture off of the internet. Now I've already done that, so we're just going to load that up right now. By going File, Place, we're going to select the Specs logo. Now we're going to place the image by clicking in the top left corner and dragging it to the bottom right corner. And it'll perfectly fit on our artboard here. We're going to deselect it. Now we're going to make the swatches that we're going to use for this project. We're going to go over here and make a new color group. We're going to name that Specs. Now you can see the color group right here. It's got white already. We're going to take our eyedropper tool and we're going to select that green from the logo so that it's down in our color palette. And now we're going to drag that over here to our color group. For reference later, we can use that at the end of the project when we change the color. Come down here to the Layers menu. We're going to select Layer 1, we're going to double click it. It'll bring up a dialog box and we're going to change the name to Template. Then we're going to select the Template option, which drops down the opacity to 50% and locks the layer. We'll press OK. We're going to create a new layer, and that's the layer we're going to be working on. We're going to select our Ellipse tool by clicking on the rectangular shape tool, holding it, and then selecting the Ellipse tool from the drop-down box. We're going to create our ellipse by holding Shift and Option and dragging from the center of where you want your ellipse to be. Automatically it's green. We're going to change that color to black. And we're going to add black to our color group. We're going to change the opacity of that black circle. Now we do that by selecting the opacity option in the Appearance menu. And we're going to change that to about 30% so we can see through it and still see the image behind it. For this next part, we're going to need to make our rulers visible. Now we do that by selecting View, Rulers, and then Show Rulers. Now our rulers are visible, so we're going to put a guide right down the middle of our circle. Now we need to make a rectangle. Now we do that by selecting the Ellipse tool and selecting the rectangle. We're going to start where a line intersects with the circle. We'll make it the same height, and we're going to kind of just judge the length. We can fix it in a minute. We're also going to change the color to match the circle. And then we're going to select both of them. And we're going to use the Pathfinder tool, which you can find and open up the window, and then select Pathfinder. And then we're going to use the Unite function. It makes one shape. Now we're going to copy that shape by holding Option and clicking and dragging. It'll make a perfect copy of our shape that we've just created, and we're just going to set it off to the side for now. Now we need to rotate that shape, so we're going to click on the corner of it and rotate it 45 degrees by holding Shift and then dragging it on top of the shape. Now you're going to repeat that same process with the other shape, but in the opposite direction, and make sure they're lined up. And combine the two shapes to make one shape by using the Pathfinder and Unite again. And we're just going to hide that layer for now and make a new one. Next we make the outer circle by using the Ellipse tool, dragging from the center using Shift and Option, and it'll be black. And we will change the opacity to 30% on this as well. We will Option click this and drag it to make another one. We're going to change the color of that to red. It could be any color, just so you know the difference between the two shapes. And we're going to make it a little bit smaller. Try to eyeball it and put it in the center of the other one. Now you're going to want to select both of the shapes by making a rectangular marquee that goes over both. And then you're going to use the align option up at the top. Align it through the center of each, the X and the Y, to make sure they're perfectly centered. We're going to use our Pathfinder again, but this time we're going to subtract front. Make sure both shapes are selected so it does the right thing and makes your shape. Let's go ahead and make the other layer visible again. And now we're going to select both shapes that you made. We're going to change the color to that specks green we grabbed in the very beginning. Now deselect and then select just the outer circle and change that opacity back up to 100%. And then you're going to do the same thing with the arrow in the middle. Now I accidentally went into isolation mode when I selected the arrow. That's why everything became transparent. If that happens to you, just double click on the outside of your image and it'll exit isolation mode. Now you've got the complete Specs Howard logo. Select both of the shapes, go up to Effect, and then Stylize and Drop Shadow. When you get into the dialog box, you're going to select Preview so you can see what you're doing, and then you're going to change your X offset to -1, and you're going to keep your Y offset at 1, and that'll give you the nice drop shadow that was in the image that we started with. Now you've got your completed Specs Howard logo, so you go to your layers and turn off the visibility on the template, and you can see that yours is just as good as the original, but now you have it in vector. I hope this video was helpful. My name is Matt Klingerman, and have a great day.